trying to see if my sassy bun was in frame because, you know, that's the most important thing about this entire video, and instead I just punched the glass roof. Hey everybody, it's Bunny, and it's a beautiful day for flog crogs. That is not what I was trying to say. I was trying to say crog flogs. No, oh my god, what is my brain? I was trying to say frog clogs. Frog clogs. It's a beautiful day for frog clogs and Kool-Aid jammers. Retro jammers. I don't even know what this flavor is. Purplesaurus Rex. Also, there's tiny bits of hexagonal glitter on the bottom of this Kool-Aid jammer, and I would just like to understand how glitter got inside of our fridge. You guys, I am in the Tesla today, and I have to say, I'm kind of disappointed. Like, every day for the past week, honestly, I think I started this on Monday, I have been taking the Tesla out and driving it through graveyards. I keep seeing these things on TikTok. You guys have to let me know if you've seen this, where it's like ghost hunting in the Tesla, because these cars, they have this like sensor panel. Oh, we've got company. Something I literally haven't wanted in 2 years now. Secondly, did you guys watch my tea vlog? Actually, that went up on my second channel, but I made a video about this like 2 years ago, I think on my second channel, where I was like, wait, can you use a Tesla to detect ghosts? Because it has this panel in the dashboard. And so like when you're driving, it shows you shadows of all of these different things. Like obviously it's like cars, buses, people, but it's like these little like shadow things will come up around this picture of your car. I'm sure I'm inserting footage because everything I'm saying right now, if you don't know the layout of a Tesla, is probably just like blah, 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 like just nonsense words. Over the years, it's definitely gotten like more fine-tuned. Like when I first got this car several years ago, like it would just show a generic shape of a car, no matter what it was, like car, truck, bus, 18-wheeler, whatever. It would just show you like the same little icon of a car. But now with like every update, it actually shows you like there's a different like shadow picture for buses, larger cars like vans, smaller cars, I think even bicycles, and once again, people. And so to make a long story short, people are taking Teslas into a graveyard. Some people at night, which I'm like, where do you live that you can go to a graveyard at night? I swear that's like not a thing that exists here. They just like close the gates and don't let you be there. Certainly not driving around in a car. I feel like it's weird to just stare at you the entire time with sunglasses. Is that weird? But also I feel like I'm protecting my eyes. Sunglasses are like sunscreen for the eyeballs. People are like driving through these graveyards and they are seeing people just walking, and then they literally pan, no jump cut, and they just pan up and there's like nobody standing there. So I was gonna go try and recreate it, but I've had no success. Dead people don't want to talk to me anymore, you know? I'm starting to wonder, like, have I completely lost my like paranormal gift? Hey, you know, you don't use it, you lose it. That was an update. That was an update to a situation that you guys didn't even know was going on. But yeah, years ago, I made a vlog. It was happening all the time. Like when I would be driving, it would be happening, especially at our house, constantly, like in the garage where it was like a perfectly clean garage and there was nothing else in it. Like people, I don't know. It was weird. It was weird. But like now that I want to see the people that aren't there, they're not there. There's no people there. Watch one pop up right now. Come on, do it. Even though now I have like no proof. I have to put the camera in front of an air conditioning vent now because it's like, it's so hot today, you guys. Okay, it just says it's 64, but it feels very hot with the sun. And it's just so weird that like a week ago we were all freezing in an Arctic storm and now we're sweating. You know what? I was about to say, I found a grassy knoll, even though I don't think this is a grassy knoll. It's just a very shady walkway. But I just parked here because I thought at least the camera wouldn't overheat, but this is like the worst. This is the worst, most unfortunate lighting in the world. You guys, I don't get out much anymore, in case that's not completely apparent. I think I've forever switched hair ties to these slip hair ties. See, I was about to say no one in the world cares about this, but you guys have to let me know if you've been recommended this video that I think came up over the last week, and it's literally this girl saying like why she doesn't use any hair ties, or I think she calls them hair elastics, which is just the classiest way anybody can ever say scrunchie that I could imagine. So I was gonna say nobody cares about my choice of hair tie, but maybe you guys do, I don't know. But I switched to these slip hair ties, which the camera refuses to focus on this logo, but they are made out of like a silky kind of material, and they are supposed to absolutely not cause any hair breakage. And maybe it's just the power of suggestion, but I have only been using this hair tie, sometimes in conjunction with a good old little clippy here, but I feel like new hairs is sprouting out of my head, right? Oh, like maybe I'm not pulling them out anymore. So you guys have to let me know, have you seen that video? Do you care about my choice of hair ties? Can I influence you? Am I an influencer now? Just buy these hair ties. I wonder if I start to drive, will the camera fall? I want to find a new place. The grassy knoll is not working out for me. Although I could just drive and not film at the same. Could just stop filming momentarily and take the camera battery out and shove it back in the air conditioner vent. I feel like those are the only life lessons that I can impart to anybody, is just like stupid shit that not another living person needs to know. Oh, is your camera battery overheating? Don't worry, just take it out of the camera and shove it in between the little tongs of the air conditioning vent. Life hacks! Although, never mind. The atrocities that they show on 5-minute crafts, I'd probably just fit right in. Don't have a toothbrush? Melt down 25 Barbie doll heads. I tried to pull over here so that you guys could get a more interesting backdrop. Oh, big yellow buses. I was trying to get it so you guys could see some buses. Although I don't know how interesting of a backdrop big yellow school buses is to anybody else. See, you guys, I think I'm suddenly discovering that my concept of what is interesting and boring is maybe broken. So many times in my dreams, I'm just like at Walmart, just shopping in the frozen food section. I've always considered myself like a creative and imaginative person, but maybe I've got two sides of my brain. I bet we all do. That sounds like a full, complete brain there if you have not just one side of your brain. Maybe it's because I'm like, when I'm awake, I'm always just trying to like be creative. At like when I'm resting or subconsciously, I am attracted to boring things. You know what? I'm gonna ask the audience, Regis Philbin, between these two frames, which one is more interesting to you guys? And don't even think about it, okay? This is like, I am a psychiatrist who does the ink blotter test, and they're like, don't think about it, just say the first thing that comes to your mind. So I'm gonna show you guys two clips, the left and the right, and you guys tell me which one is just split decision, more visually interesting. Anyway, we were just working on the latest episode of my little like Snapchat show. Dogman and I were having a debate, and I thought that the glowing pouring stuff was more visually interesting, but Dogman liked the shampoo. It was so funny because I felt like we just like got into like a debate of what is more, and like he presented ideas because he was like, oh yeah, it's like the soap like going through the hands, and I'm just like, but it's glowing liquid being poured. Guys, we have these vultures around here that just come out in swarms every day. I really do love it. It just looked like there was like one lone vulture, but he's like so tiny from here that I cannot prove to you guys that there's vultures. So you just have to take my word for it. Wouldn't that be a funny thing to lie about though? There's swarms of vultures. Okay, when I say it like that, that does sound like just not real. Do you guys remember my pig baby? This is the beginning of that tag right now, which is also on TikTok, where it's like things that I have in my car that just make sense. Semi-realistic pig baby. Ugh. I hate when you get to the bottom of the jammer and just like gurgly liquid starts into your mouth. Do you know what I'm saying? That's not a sensation I appreciate. Mr. Slammer, man. What's his name? I feel like his name is not Mr. Slammer. What's your name, sir? Oh yeah? Kool-Aid Man. They should have called him Mr. Slammer. Do you know what I mean? Because he's always slamming through the bricks. Mr. Slammer and his Kool-Aid Jammer, okay? Oh, too much gurgly liquid. I don't like air bubbles. You know what I mean? That's gross. You know what? There's gonna be somebody that like leaves the comment down below and they're like, you know what? I love air bubbles. I love sucking air bubbles in through my straw. Different strokes for different folks. You know what I mean? If you like sucking through the air bubbles, I'm not gonna stop you from that. It's almost like I wish I could divide my channel into 2 sections, which is videos that I think would be interesting to just a general audience, and then a whole separate tab for like boring videos. I don't think that this is boring. I don't know, you guys. What is boring? What is boredom? Are you bored? It could be like an infomercial where it's like, are you tired of reality? Are you bored? Call 555-5555 and get a brand new reality simulation. I was gonna try and like have some kind of discussion today, but do you know when it's like you just have a topic and you just want to like casually talk about something, you just want to casually bring something up, but it's just not natural. I always just flow with the tea vlog and see like where the conversation takes me. Today it's been literally just driving around a giant parking lot trying to just find a good bit of lighting, and now that I feel like I've found that good bit of lighting, all my plans for everything I was gonna try and talk about in today's video are just, they're just gone. They've just been anyway, I guess the meatier topic that I wanted to talk about was like, do you ever like maybe especially currently just feel like you're kind of out of step with life, and not necessarily like your own expectations for yourself, but just what other people expect of you? You know what, maybe I'll say the comment that started this whole ball rolling in my head, because I know that I am not the only, I cannot be the only one. We're back at TikTok again, you guys. Getting on that platform has been so much fun. I feel like you can just do anything over there. I guess like what started off this whole video is I keep doing like reborn content over on TikTok because it's like so popular, because it's so, you just make like an 8-second video, you squish a Shrek doll, it's fun, it's like funny, it's just a nice little like lighthearted thing, and I feel like people like it, you know? Like, I'm actually shocked how much some people like it. Like my first like little baby Shrek video over there is almost at 20 million views. There I was, you know, posting like this baby Shrek stuff. And actually, you know what? This comment happened on Instagram because I was like reposting my TikTok onto Reels like everyone does. And so I reposted like my original like baby Shrek video. And it's so weird because every time I post like a reborn doll or something, which it is a Shrek, it is a baby Shrek. Like there's nothing, it's not like, do you know what I'm saying? It's in a basic form of a human being so much as a small ogre-like creature can be, but it's just like, it's not a baby to me. But anytime I post anything, or sometimes if I just post like generic content, I feel like I will get these like baby comments like, just have a baby, you need to have a baby, why don't you have a baby? And it's like comments like that, like I guess bother me, but I think in maybe a different way, which I feel like this is like just such a weird sensitive subject. I feel like maybe some people just feel pressured by comments like that to have a baby or something. There is no pressure on me that I would ever want to have a baby, that I need to have a baby. All them things is just a big fat no. It's almost like people start to get kind of hostile if you don't just like do what you're supposed to do. Do you know what I'm saying? Does it bother me? If I'm being honest, does it bother me? It's just kind of weird. Like, right? It is just kind of weird to just be like, you need to have a kid. Like, why? But why though? Why do I need to have a kid? You know? And then I feel like that is just such a sensitive topic that unfortunately anytime anybody comments stuff like that, like people will start arguing in the comments, which is just definitely something that I have never enjoyed. I don't even have to say this. Obviously there are people that wish that they could have a kid and they can't have a kid. And there's just people that just don't want kids. It's such a weird thing to like tell somebody to do, or like try and insult somebody and be like, you know what? You're really boring now, so you need a kid. Like as if like what? I should just like shuttle my kid in front of a camera and be like, I'm interesting now because I've got a kid. I feel like it is okay to not be in step with like the traditional bounds of what society instructs you to do, of like, be born, go to college, get married, have a kid, you know, die. I just feel like it's genuinely okay if you want to do anything you want to do in your life that doesn't hurt you or other people, and that's fine then. Like, I just don't think anybody should feel like any kind of pressure to just do something that might not be right for them. And then there's people that tell me like, oh, you're just gonna miss a whole section of your life. You're never gonna feel fulfilled. You're never gonna know love. Your life is meaningless if you don't have kids. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, really? There's just never been a shred. Like, I feel like a lot of girls, and I'm not trying to make any kind of generalization because I'm sure guys do it too. All my friends when I was a kid, they were like, my kids' names are going to be Denim and Lace. I feel like that's from a movie. But like, other people I knew, they just all their life growing up had these thoughts and fantasies and plans of having babies and having kids. And I've been the same my whole literal life. My biggest anxiety as a child is that my parents would have another kid and I would no longer be an only child. Like, I cannot describe to you guys like how much I just don't have that feeling. I don't know. I was born, and it's not, I was about to say I don't have a maternal instinct, but that's not true, because I feel like I am a very like loving, nurturing person. Like, I like to help other people and like make people feel loved and like take care of people. So it's not like I don't have like that nurturing side to myself. But when it comes to small humanoids, I don't feel that. I've never had that desire. Nowhere subconsciously, nowhere consciously, no part of me, you know? I feel like where it irritates me is people just act like, I'll just be like missing out on something in my life like is meaningless unless I have kids, or that it's like a place of immaturity to not have kids, which I'm like, okay, if it is a place of immaturity, like if I am immature because I don't want kids, I shouldn't have kids. That's still a further reason of why I shouldn't have kids if you think I'm an immature person, which I am an immature person. Or I feel like I just have like immature interests, which I also don't feel like it should be a shameful thing. Like, who really gives a shit if I want to have a mountain of plush frogs? Like, if that brings me joy and like clearly, obviously, it's not hurting anybody else, like, I feel like as long as you do the basic things that, you know, you have to do as an adult to like work and pay bills and, you know, whatever you have to do, and you're like not hurting yourself or other people, like, what does it even matter if you are like a more immature kind of person? I don't even know like how that's necessarily bad. I don't know. This camera keeps overheating. It's like I want to go home and sit in the air conditioning because the camera keeps overheating and I keep losing my train of thought. See, this is what I get for trying to be more interesting, you know? I guess like the pressure only feels worse because I kind of am at that age where like literally every single person I know, it seems like, is having a kid, and it still doesn't feel like it's the wrong choice for me. But then I guess like when I come to other people, I do seem boring because I just like am not going through these like other, you know, I don't know. I don't have anything like super exciting to like talk about. My life is boring right now. I don't understand how anyone's life could not be boring over the last year, or at least not interesting in like a fun and interesting, entertaining. I am not doing anything out and about of quality. Like, I've been to an emergency dentist appointment and an emergency eye doctor appointment in the last year, and that's it. The rest of my life has been waiting for this all to stop. And, you know, just planning like fun projects. Like right now I'm working on collecting patterns from around like 1981 because I want to, by this Halloween, I'm hoping, have like a Lady Joker costume. Like, I want to make a very girly Joker version of Joaquin Phoenix Joker. So I'm just like spending hours a day researching like corseted jacket patterns that are vintage. Do you know what I'm saying? And I do realize that this shit sounds boring, so maybe I am just a boring person.
Oh my God, what is that?
You know what? And I feel like I wouldn't feel this way at all, probably, if I wasn't a YouTuber. But there is just like a constant pressure to be unbelievably exciting at all times. And I think the problem is that people keep waiting for me to do some kind of like grand and miraculous like transformation and just like, I don't know, become a different person or have a different set of interests or become a family vlogger or something like that. And I think the problem there, I finally figured it out, besides the fact that like, I guess I am just the most changeless person on the planet, because ultimately my interests now are very similar to the interests that I was like born with, just some past life-ish, I guess. I don't know. I was just kind of like born the person that I already am. But also I think it is because like I started my YouTube channel when I was already like older. And so I feel like you'll see people have like a wider range of like a complete lifestyle change or a complete personality change because you see them like start their YouTube channel when they're like 16 or something. And then, you know, they're older. So like obviously the life that I was living when I was like a teenager in high school is like not the life that I'm living now. But I started YouTube when I was in college. And so particularly during this whole period, like I feel like I'll get into like little pockets of different hobbies or something, but my interests are pretty much still the same. I like to thrift. I like shoes. I like fashion. I like, you know, like creepy things like ghosts and paranormal stuff. Not so much like the investigating anymore, even though I did just begin this video being like, I've been hanging out in a graveyard every day. I'll do like little chicken stuff like that, but not, I don't know, you know, but like other than that, like my life structure has pretty much been the same and my interests have pretty much been the same. I just view myself as like a comfort person. If you need somewhere to go where they always know your name and they're always glad you came. And I mean, obviously, like it's not like I have just been doing the same thing every single day, Groundhog Day, for like the past like 10 years, but there's just also not anything interesting going on right now. Like, especially with what I'm doing, like there's no events to go to, like there's no like brands doing anything. Like how did this transition from kids to boring? I guess it's just because like that, like I said, like that's where that comment does get to me, is that like people just view people without kids as boring. I don't know. That's just like a really weird sentiment to me. I think somebody can be like a very fulfilled, interesting person with a lot of value that they can give themselves and others. Like if you don't ever get married or have kids, like I feel like you can just live in a different path. You can still live a fulfilled life. I'm sure there will be people that will argue with that sentiment in the comments down below. I'm gonna see if there's a conclusion in here. I honestly don't know if this video is gonna be posted because it has been a very disjointed filming experience. I don't know how. I used to like T-vlog in the car forever ago, and I feel like the camera would overheat sometimes, but like extremely rarely. And I'm not even kidding. It has been 13 times today. See, that's why I feel like everybody's always like, why don't you go out? Why don't you film in somewhere different? And it's just because like I have a couple filming spaces set up. It makes sense. I'm like, do other people get these questions? Because I feel like every creator I watch, they do just generally have like a nice, cool looking filming setup. And then they just sit there and they make their content. And I feel like people just like get mad at me because I'm not just like out like doing things, which I'm like right now it is like an actual impossibility. I swear one day I am gonna make a series where I talk about just all things like creator based, just talking about like just different stuff from my experience, from my perspective of like how it is to create content, like some of the different challenges and stuff. It's something I want to do, but I don't feel like the time is like right to do that yet. I think one day I'm just gonna like go to sleep and then wake up as like Helena Bonham Carter in Ocean's like 27 or whatever. That's how I envision myself as an older person. Does that make sense? So yeah, I don't know. I guess this is the end, my friends, and I don't know what this video is. We've talked about Kool-Aid, frog clogs, the sun and how it doesn't cooperate, children, and why I'm not having any. I've never actually talked about why I'm not having any, and I guess there isn't like a big excuse which I love that too, where it's like you have to have like you have to have valid reasons. But it's just like, I don't know, it's never been something that has interested me. It's not something that I feel like I'm suited for. I feel like it would not make me happy. And thusly, I should not probably do it. It is just kind of funny. I think that people do often assume that because I love like dolls and stuff or I love like baby dolls in particular, that's just some like underlying form of expression that I internally I really just want a baby and I'm just denying myself that experience, but it is really not that deep. I just like them because they're creepy and because they have like human faces. I've always liked faces, I guess, which that's just like a weird thing to say, but like faces in magazines, or you guys know maybe that I collect huge stacks of antique photographs. I just like looking at people's faces, and so dolls to me are like a creepy, oh my god, we're finishing it on the phone, you guys. That's what's happening. Also, my face is getting really red because it's very hot out here. I need some air. I feel like that's it for today. We've said so much, all the while saying nothing at all. I'm gonna go home and fix this. Charge the battery, make a sweet tea. I'm gonna go. This vlog was a mess. Will you ever see it? Leave me a comment down below. Did I upload this video? You tell me. I don't know. Right now, at this point, I don't know. I love you guys. Keep your eyes peeled for stuff coming up this week, and I will be back again very, very soon. Bye. I don't know where to look on the iPhone either. I think over here. Hi, am I looking at you now? Am I looking at you now? Am I looking at you now? Earthworm.